Hey gang, I want to talk to you about what I think is going to happen to banks and how they're going to lend to businesses, to consumers, for mortgages over the next 6 to 12 months. I think it's really important that you're thinking about this because I think it's going to have a detrimental effect on how the country goes through what is going to be a very deep, dark recession. However, like always, I always think there's huge opportunities for entrepreneurs and business owners that want to take their business to the next level. There's people just not wanting to be in business. I always call it the 3 E's. People are losing their energy, enthusiasm and effort for their business. Here's something though, I want to give you some real context and facts on this. I'm trying to buy this zoo farm thing. It's freehold. I've got the deposit. I want to put a 30% deposit down and get a 70% mortgage. Now I'll get it over the line. I'm not worried about that, but it's way more challenging than it would have been 6 months ago, and I'll tell you for why. I've spoken to, and I don't want to name the banks, but I've spoken to, say there's 10 big banks in the UK, ranging from HSBC, NatWest, RBS, Barclays, Virgin Money, you know, those sort of big banks. At the moment, they're doing so many CBILS, Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme stuff, and BBLS, Business Bounce Back Loans, that they're just shoring out cash all the time, and people are taking this money up. Now, I spoke to someone very senior in one of those big banks that I mentioned earlier, and they said that they have lent more money in the last 2 months than the whole of the last 2 years combined. Let me just give you that fact just one more time, because I think that is astounding. They have lent more money in the last 2 months than the last 2 years combined. And so what they're doing now is they're trying to shore up their balance sheet. Now, they did also say that what customers are doing, because they've got view of accounts, they're taking their £50,000 bounce back loan and popping it in their current account. So it's still staying within the same bank, if you like, but they can't use that cash. So the cash is staying within the bank, but it's staying in clients' accounts as us business owners, and I've been advising business owners to do this. We're creating war chests in case there's problems arise from a second wave, etc., etc. But now the banks are starting to shore up their balance sheets because they know some of this CBILS stuff and this BBLS stuff's going to go wrong, and they're going to, you know, they're saying the government's 100% guaranteed and they're going to give them 80% of the money back or 100% of the bounce back loan money back. But here's the thing. I was speaking to this senior bank manager and he said to me, the thing is, James, you know, they used to do this enterprise finance guarantee loan scheme. And when they went wrong, it was always hard to get the money out of the government. They didn't just pay it back and you always had to prove the point. And I think the banks are aware of this. Although the government are saying they're securing it, it's still the banks lending their own money. Now, where does that leave you as a business owner? And also, as we're going through this, comment below and let me know if you've taken a bounce back loan, if you've taken a CBILS loan, what you're planning on doing with it. Are you just keeping it in your bank to use as the war chest, or are you using it to invest to grow your business? I'd love to know. Hit the comments below. But anyway, let's go back. So he was saying to me, we're going to have to shore up our balance sheet because it's our money, and we know that the CBILS loans and the enterprise finance guarantee loans that they used to do years ago, that it was hard to get the money out of the banks. It's our money that we're still lending, and so we're not necessarily doing any new lending. And we say that we are, but we're not really doing it. So where does this leave it for your business? I think over the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be very difficult to borrow money just for normal bog standard stuff, unless the Bank of England and the government say that you don't have to have so much liquidity in your balance sheet. For example, for every pound they lend, they might have to keep £3 on their balance sheet. They might say to them, for every pound you lend, you now need to only keep £1.20. That would make them have more cash to lend. But at the moment, they haven't been told that into the depth that they need to be told to go out and do standard stuff. So what have I done? Well, I've rang 20 different banks. Now I've got 2 or 3 that I've never done any relationships with, and hopefully they're going to do the deal for me. So I thought I'd just lend that little piece of advice to you on YouTube. If you're watching me on LinkedIn, what do you think about this? Hit it in the comments below. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Are you trying to do just normal business stuff? I'm serious about growing our business right now. I'm looking at amazing deals that I really want to get over the line, and I'm looking at ways of doing delayed completion. So we're exchanging with a delayed completion. I'm hoping that the mortgage world is going to be better in 18 months time on freehold commercial property, but we're only looking at stuff that we own or occupy, so where we're going to take the business and trade our business in there. So, you know, try and think creatively. If you can't get deals over the line, think about doing delayed completions. That's a way of getting in there. You maybe have to pay a rent and then delay completion on commercial property purchases. If you're investing in your business, ask your suppliers. Maybe they can do supplier finance. Start lobbying your MPs to get behind this, that the government get and approve banks to lend money, because this is some tough times that we're going in the next 18 months. But observe the masses and do the opposite. That's what I think. Yeah, there we go. That's my little view on this. I just wanted to dive in there and say that. Don't forget, guys, if you're serious about growing your business, you can try my Entrepreneurs University. Here's the soiree for it. You can try it free for the next 14 days. You go to jamessinclair.net, or there's a link in the video description where we can help grow your business. Click this video here if you're watching on YouTube to help grow your business, and subscribe to the channel by clicking here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bonjour, bye-bye.